There we go.
Wrote it, Rogan. Yeah, y'all come on in. Come on in.
All right.
Y'all come on in. Come on in. This this probably the most important live I done did. I do a lot of them, but hold on, let me get my TikTok people on here. Get my TikTok people on here. Y'all come on in. All right. Well, now this is the part where I say this, Tom. It's the hood hierarchy mobcast, and it's me, Uncle Beast, in the streets like white lines on the corner like a stop sign. If y'all want it to be all right, hit that like. If you care, hit that share. If you want to stop the trap, drop some on the hood hierarchy cash app. You want us to hit survive, you want us to survive, hit subscribe. So let me just really get to it, right? Y'all seen what I was running at the beginning. help find Alexis Camry Scott. A lot of y'all might not know this. I know I did the live the other day, and a lot of people were just like, "What's going on? What is he talking about?" So back in 2017, a young lady came up missing, Alexis Camry Scott, and 3 weeks before she came up missing, she went to Las Vegas and was out there with me and one of her friends. And in the midst of that, she got with some people. They took her to California and things went bad, but she made it back home. So when she made it back home, 3 weeks later, she came up missing. And some kind of way, my name gets dragged into that because of Vegas. So everybody stay tuned. We're gonna roll the intro. We're gonna come back. We got some of her people here. We're gonna get to it. Let's go. Hood, hierarchy, mob every single episode, man, we're gonna give them a little background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto
We made so much doing that. I started taking that money throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
Team Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
It's 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. Get the dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know. That's on game. You heard?
Well, I was saying this the one and only HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, bow, bow, bow.
Hood, hierarchy, mob, hood. Hey, we back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so this show, I know that I don't forget that the comments I get overwhelmed by the comments. That's why I got my guy Tone here. So every comment is gonna get addressed. If it's some foolish, Tone, you don't have to even pull it up. You know that already. But just tell them who you are before we bring our guests on. I want to acknowledge everybody.
Most definitely. Thank you again. I'm Tony Lynch. I am a men's grief coach. I'm a two-time author, international bestseller, guest speaker, graphic novelist, program designer. Also, I'm a men's grief coach and a podcast host. Yeah.
Go.
And I'm also the co-host of the Network. So big shout out to Overdose Music, IKS, and Quaalude, man. And big shout out to Hierarchy, man.
Well, you know, I ain't gonna make them wait any longer. Let's bring our guests on.
All right, I got you.
There we go. Put me in the middle, Tone. Ladies, can you please introduce yourself? I want to make sure this is done right.
I am Dusti Moultrie. I am the official family spokesperson for the Alexis Camry Scott campaign.
And I'm Sarah Martin. I help lead the searches to try and find Alexis.
Okay, so I gave everybody who's not familiar a rundown on why I'm involved in this. Tell me if I'm wrong, Dusty. We can get into the details later. But Alexis Camry Scott was 20 years old when she came up missing in 2017. She came to Vegas with a friend for a bachelor party. They were hanging out with me. And in the midst of that, she ended up taken to California by some people, and it went bad that she was trafficked. And she came back to Peoria 3 weeks later and came up missing. And then my name came up and her missing in Peoria, Illinois. Am I correct?
I would question one part of your statement, yes, but
Question.
overall,
I just want to bring people up to speed who don't
yeah,
know the meat and potatoes.
overall, yes.
Okay.
That's the timeline.
Okay. All right. Well, let's rock. Tell them why we here. Because I'm here because people think I got arrested last Thursday for kidnapping and other stuff. And I was, because you put on Facebook that karma is catching up with me or something like that. So explain that.
Yeah, and I guess I would say people don't read very well, because I specifically stated in my post that it was in my eyes and many members' eyes that you getting arrested for something is part of your karma. Yes.
Okay. So with that, I'm gonna tell you why I made it live and why I said the things I said, because I told you that I'm really not into disrespecting you in April. I said that. But and I even said when I was on Steve Wilkos show, I'm sure they put the cables on April too, because they was putting them on me, because that's good. I understand now that that's good television, that people like messy stuff. But what I was upset about when I was in jail, people are literally coming in telling me, yeah, they got you for that kidnapping. I just seen it on Facebook. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm in here for getting into it with the police. Like, what? So then when I get out, people are telling me stuff. So that's why I did go on the live. I was cursing. I was calling people, y'all out your names. But that's why, because being accused of something like this that you didn't do, it's just the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I'm not going to lie. And I done lost my son. I was facing life in prison. I was in a coma. I had to learn how to walk and talk again. And this is still the worst thing ever, getting accused of something like this, because it's just so not me.
So I would like to push back on you a little bit, because what I do hear a lot is how it affects you. And I want you to kind of think a little bit deeper on the fact that I've heard you say multiple times, while Lexus was 20 and had 2 kids, and she was already selling coochie and these type of things. But I want to push back on you a little bit. At the time in 2017, you were about 38, 36, 36.
Let me see, 25 plus. Yeah, I was like the
36, right? And so when you think about 16 years age difference, and you have a daughter.
I got more than one daughter. I got 3.
Right. How do you think your interactions, even from the beginning, with a 20-year-old girl, you know that young girls are still, just because they're 20, like the government gives them that they're an adult at 20, right? Not their mindset. The government does that, right? The government says you're 18, you're an adult, you can go do whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean that your mindset is ready to do that, correct?
Depending on the person, I agree 100%.
Okay. So can you say for yourself that taking a 20-year-old girl to Vegas even enlisting and playing with a 20-year-old girl that you're her boyfriend because y'all played like that? Do you really think that because you claim to want to change the mindset of your people, right?
Wait, when you say change the mindset of my people, what you mean by
Like
that?
you want to bring positive to the community and to your people, correct?
I never said that. I'm not.
That's what I heard
I'm
on
not.
your live.
I'm not Martin Luther King. I never, even on Steve Wilkos, I said, hey, I hang with some dangerous dudes at times. I said on my live is I don't do the forget the non-for-profit stuff. I said I bought my homies out of the neighborhood who were dangerous, who were terrible. That's what I said, and showed them the way. I never try and act like I'm a reverend or none of that stuff.
Okay. Okay. So you look at it as that kind of connection and those interactions are okay.
I see nothing wrong with it. See, I was raised in a tavern, so I understand how stuff works. I understand that older men talk to younger women. I understand to work at the strip club in Peoria, you don't have to be 21. So I understand it. So it's just like business is business. Would I have sex with a younger woman? Yes. Would I marry a younger woman? I don't think I would. I don't think I would marry somebody in their 20s. Will I have sex with somebody in their 20s? All day long. But that's just me. But again, like you said, it does depend on where their mindset is at too. It depends on how mature they are. So that there you have it. That's my answer to that.
Okay. So my next part of that is you keep saying she was brought out for a stripper party or for a bachelor party.
Keep going.
Let's get the real deal going on, right? Because I'm pretty savvy, you know, and I will say that researching you and your affiliates over the past 8 years, I've learned a lot. So they were brought out there likely for the Mayweather fight. Let's keep it real.
Well, we're gonna keep it real. Now, first of all, I'm sure I sent it to you directly. Like when me and you was, I know I sent it to you directly. But when I did the live, I read the Texas. I told her, she asked me to pay for her ticket. And
Right.
she would pay me when she get there. So how can I bring you out anywhere if I'm telling you to pay?
But was it really a bachelor party
Yes,
or
yes,
was it for the Mayweather fight?
No, it was a bachelor party. And the person whose bachelor party it was, he brought his wife, his fiance and her sister over, and they shut the party down. And before they even came, I told, rest in peace to Raja, I told her, my bachelor party was canceled. She said, hey, I still want to come to Vegas. I need a vacation. You've already paid for the ticket. Can I bring my friend? That's what her friend was coming for to be. I said, it's no problem because y'all got somewhere to stay. Y'all gonna have food, so it ain't no problem. So that's why they came. That's why I had no problem with it because I always travel with women anyway. I don't like dudes. I like women. So I like to have women around me.
So when they flew out to this bachelor party, which I'm just real on the fence with the bachelor party part because I know the Mayweather fight was then. And what do we do when there are big happenings going on? We bring girls. And I guess I'm going to throw out there, that's what you do for a lot of your people that you promote, correct? Or in the past when you were promoting.
Like I said, I always had women with me, especially back in 2017. It was a good time before COVID.
And you bring them for specific purposes, correct? For the people. I've had former people that used to, be around you
Allegedly,
state.
allegedly, because
Okay.
people always, guys too, always say they know me, never been around me.
Well, and used to go to when you and let's just throw this in here. You and Celdrick,
Okay.
you and Big Said used to promote together, correct?
Still would. I still would have them promote something for me if I was promoting something.
Mm-hmm. But you used to in places like Galesburg, right?
Yeah, still would. But
yeah.
But what's
And
the question?
when you two, which let's give the audience a little bit more information about that. That is the last place that Alexis was seen, correct? At their house. That's the last place anybody ever heard from, saw her. Everything went quiet, went mute, correct?
As far as I know.
That you know of, right?
As far as I know.
Yeah. Okay. So in those processes, when you were bringing, I can't remember exactly. I wish I would have, because this information.
I got an artist. I done brought a lot of artists. We'll be naming artists all day though, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I can't remember the artist, but you two had an artist in Galesburg, and you specifically brought women for the after party for the artists, correct?
Never had an after party in Galesburg ever.
Okay.
Never had an after party ever in Galesburg. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I've never been mad. I told you this. I've never been mad at you or April, because I know people just lie for no reason. I done had friends get shot before, and people come saying, yeah, see, it was a girl, because I know. I don't know why people do that. People just come and lie about stuff, and it don't be true. But never. I've never rode in a car with Cedric, Var, or James in my whole life.
But you did activities, but you made the statement on your live.
Them is my guys. I'm not gonna say they're not my guys. But what y'all have to understand is, I got guys that I'm gonna get down and dirty with, go to the grave for. Then I got people who are just associates. That we do business. Yeah, we cordial, we friends, but it's levels to it. And I honestly, it's not that with James and Sid and Varnell. I'll fight if I'm around. I'll fight with them and everything, because them is my people. But we still not how y'all saying. Well, I be telling them, yeah, man, let's get some girls. I wouldn't even do nothing like. Anybody who know me knows. 2017, I just beat a fair case. The police in Peoria would love for me to do something stupid like that, do something illegal, so they could slam me. Anybody know that? But that's common knowledge. I'm what you would call hot. So me doing something illegal would be crazy. Even when they arrested me for the fair case, I would have to be crazy, knowing all I do is throw parties, be with women, posting stuff on a video to do something illegal. I would have to be crazy. But back to what you're asking.
So, knowing that you have done promoting, like you may not have rode in the same car, but you were in the same space together, in the same city together, at the same show that people were making money off of.
A lot of times with them.
Right. So doing that type of thing, even though you may not consider him your right-hand man or even your left-hand man, maybe he's the middleman, whatever it is, he's connected, correct?
Yeah, that's my people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that being said, all this stuff happens to Alexis just miraculously in Vegas, that, you have no clue who guys are that are at your place that you paid for. Like
all the time I have parties and I don't know everybody, because friends bring friends. Like everybody that said friend ain't my friend. said is my friend. Everybody that's my friend ain't said friend. So at
Mm.
times I used to roll around with 100 dudes with me. I didn't know all them people. People bringing people. Somebody bringing their cousin. I don't know all them. I just know the core people. If you understand what I'm saying.
So knowing you probably at that time had quite a bit of money and things because you were doing things out there, and you wouldn't be worried about having random people you don't know in your space.
No, because I have guys with me that's dangerous. I said that before. And when I say dangerous, I mean if you mess with us, we're gonna defend ourselves to our fullest capability. You know, I have licensed security guys with me. So
Mhm.
no, I wouldn't be worried about that.
Okay. Okay. And being connected to like whoever brought the guys there, right? They were connected to somebody you were
Wait,
connected with, right?
see this where it gets confusing because I see you don't know everything then. The guys that they left with, I never knew them. The light skinned guy with the long hair, the one she sent the picture to somebody with, she was in the hotel room. I don't know them. I don't even know nobody in Sacramento. So that's something
But
completely
wouldn't
different.
you know who they knew?
They met them on the strip. I don't know who them guys were. These weren't the people that was at the party with. These is people they met on the strip, like the second or third day they was there. So I still don't know who it was. I've tried to find out several times, but to no avail because we really don't know. See, that's what I'm trying to say to y'all, Dusty. What sense would it make for me to have some girls fly out to where I'm at and not protect them when everybody know that they with me?
Well, you didn't protect
No,
Alexis.
I'm saying, what sense would it make, though? What sense would it make for me to bring them somewhere? When I say not protect them, meaning telling somebody to do some harm to them on my account. It don't make no
But you
sense.
did have a conversation after this alleged $500 came missing from one of your guys. You did have a conversation with Portia, correct?
No, I didn't. Portia, this is what happened. Portia Portia inboxed me and said, "Why did you leave that girl in California?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because I forgot that Portia even then was supposed to go, because Portia was supposed to come, and Raja decided she didn't want Portia to come, that she wanted Alexis to come. So they cut her out of it. So she said that I left. I said, "Hey, I haven't talked to her." I said, "It did get uncomfortable for a second because $500 came up missing." But I say, I don't know why she would leave with some guys and not come back. That's what I was saying. Then I sent her a picture of the plane ticket and said, I bought her a plane ticket to come home, and she didn't show up. That's what was
Wouldn't
said.
that be alarming to you?
What? Did she didn't show up?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because you got to remember, I didn't know her. So I don't know if she didn't got with some guys and cousins or whatever. She could have decided not to come back. People do this. People go places, and grown people come back when they feel like it. It wasn't my job to call her and say, "Hey," I told her friend to tell her, because she was texting her and talking to her mother. I said, when it's time to go, I'm getting on the plane and I'm going to Costa Rica. That's where I'm going. I'm not going to stay till she decides to come back. She said she was in Sacramento, which is 8 hours away from Las Vegas. What would you do if it was you? That's what I would like to know.
Well, I would be highly concerned on, are you okay? You came with me. So
Okay.
I would want to speak to you myself because you flew out. I don't know if it was under your name or somebody you're associated with's name or whose name paid for the flight, but somebody's card paid for the flight, right? and then she's all of a sudden not with you, and you say you paid for a flight home that she didn't show to, that wouldn't be alarming?
Let me tell you the only thing that was alarming that I said to myself. I said, she didn't have to have me pay for this plane ticket if she was going to go do something else. That was the only thing that was alarming to me, because that's not strange for somebody grown to go somewhere and don't want, I'm not her daddy. I can't say, hey, you got to come home right now. I can't.
But you didn't try to message her like, hey, what you got going on? What's the problem?
I did. And she didn't one time. And like I said, same way she wasn't responding to her mama, she didn't respond to me, but one time. And just said like, hey, or something like that. Then the other woman is talking to her. And she's telling her, yeah, I'm in Sacramento. I'm like, hey, tell her when it's time to go, I'm leaving. So what I'm asking you is, when it was time to go, what would you have done? You would have stayed there?
No, but I would have alerted people like, dang, where is she? What happened? I mean, if you had to go,
she was her best friend. What else? What other alerting can I do when I'm hearing her best friend talk to her mama on the phone? What else am I supposed to do?
But her best friend is telling you Alexis is gone.
Yeah, with some guys, but not one time did she say Alexis said I'm being kidnapped, because that would have been a whole nother conversation if she would have said that. What am I supposed to do if she was some guys? I can't make her leave the guys to come be with me.
No, but I mean, I don't know. I think I would have personally wanted to speak with her like, what you got going on? You said you were concerned with you paid for the ticket, right? That's money out your pocket. It may be a little bit of money.
That's the only thing that made me say, I don't care if I got $1 billion. Don't mean I want to just waste some money.
Right. So that would make me, the money would make me want to reach out and be like, what you got going on? You wasting my money. Like,
that would make me just say, I'm not going to buy another ticket for this person next time. That's what that made me say. You know what I'm saying? I just like, okay, cool. Won't happen again. I did my part. That's what I'm trying to tell you with that. That's how I felt. Somebody else might feel wrong, but I did my part. I had my own business to handle and take care of. I made sure you had somewhere to stay, made sure you ate, made sure you had a plane ticket back home. I did my part.
Does that even make you reflect on the young mind that maybe you should vet people a little bit more before you take them away from wherever they're at and take them on the road with you or whatever?
Well, I'll tell you this. When it comes to the young mind, that's not my job. If somebody is grown, that's it. Now, if it was a person with a mental disability, I would treat it different.
But you're putting them in dangerous, potentially, situations, right? Because you hang around dangerous people. So you're taking young girls and putting them around dangerous people and dangerous situations. So you don't feel like you have a responsibility to our youth?
I did say they're dangerous when it comes to defending threats, right? I did say that, right?
Oh, but on Steve Wilkos, you definitely said you hang around some really sketchy people.
No, so I said dangerous. I didn't call them sketchy. I didn't say sketchy. I said dangerous. I have when the police arrested me the other day, I looked them dead in the face and said, I'm a gangster. And I meant it. Because that's where I come from. See, here's the biggest problem with everything with Alexis that I think the biggest problem is. The biggest problem. Nobody on y'all side want to accept that she was a wild card. Nobody want to accept that. And see,
I think we understand that.
But listen,
I think we all accept that.
To me, that don't mean you're supposed to come up missing and get trafficked because you're a wild card. That don't mean because you sold drugs you should be shot in the face. That doesn't mean that. All I'm saying is that's the first thing we have to accept. Her mama couldn't keep her, tame her. How am I going to tame her? I didn't know this stuff, but I done had kids that run away and different stuff. So how is it my job to tame somebody's grown up? She was
I'm not saying
wild.
tame, but if she is with you, if she left with you, don't you feel a sense of responsibility to ensure that she is okay?
I don't, because like I said, Dusty, if her this is a grown person, she didn't strike me as one who didn't understand what's going on, immature. Like I said before, we're talking about someone who has a kid.
But
She's a
I
mother.
even seen her and Raja's live, and they looked both very immature, landing
Looking
in
immature and acting immature,
Vegas
two
for the
different things.
first time, like little young teenage girls.
How do you look? Still, I'm talking about how they're acting. And Raja had to be about 20. I met Raja working in a strip club. She was working. I met Raja at the strip club working. So,
but in the live that, or in the video that I seen, they were very much youth minded. You know, like I said in the beginning,
like when you
the
say they were saying
government.
youth minded, what were they saying? They want a Pokemon or something? Like, how were they youth minded? And we're talking about somebody that's
We're in
23.
Vegas, and the tone, the way that they carry themselves was very much.
I got a question to you. So how old is grown to you?
Like I told you, it definitely depends. First of all, grown to me, and what I teach the youth that I work with, because that's what I really do in real life. That's why this is passionate and important to me, that and bothersome to me, that young people are brought into situations that they're productive for you because you are in a certain type of lifestyle. And so bringing them in is productive for you, but it's generally not the ones you're bringing along that are productive, because those girls aren't turning off and making millions. They may go and have a good time on a.
How old is grown? And I didn't have no youths with me. I don't kick it with kids. It wasn't no youths with me. These were grown women.
You and I are pretty close to the same age. A 20-year-old is a youth to me. It's young.
Okay,
it's
so to you though, to you. Okay,
to me.
so,
yeah, you asked me.
So Tupac was 25 when he died. Do you think he was a kid?
Well, that has nothing to do with.
I'm asking you though. Do you think Tupac was a kid at 25?
No.
Okay. So
he was on his own. He was making his own money. She still lived with her mother.
Again,
she wasn't independent.
I didn't ask her where she live at. I ain't say, where your friend live at? Do your friend live with her mom? I didn't ask her this. When she hit me up, I didn't say, because again, I showed y'all messages where she's not begging, where she has a problem with me not coming to hang with her, not hooking up with her. I didn't know her background. I didn't know if she lived with her mama or whatever. One time she did come to the studio. Let me say this. She did come to the studio. Now I can agree with you on this. She had a white girl with her that looked like she was about 15. And I said, hey, y'all gotta go. And the girl had her ID. She was grown. But I said, no. Not with me. This ain't gonna go over right. Now I give you that, but I never really got into her business because she always had a ride. She had a ride when they came to the studio. So I never really got into. I understand what you're saying, but I can't do that with everybody. Everybody that I hang with, I don't get in. I don't know all my friends' kids and stuff like that. I just don't because I don't.
Well, in this show or whatever it is, I'm not going to get you to change your mind. So I don't want to get stuck on trying to change your mind to get you to see my perspective. Right. But what I do want to move on to is, besides clearing your name, you said you really want to help
I do.
and find Alexis.
I do. And I still mean that.
But I have been very transparent with you that the suspects are all your dudes.
But let me say this. Let me say this. As soon as it happened, I asked them, what happened? Instead, exact words and VAR said, I told the police. They said it. I told the police we don't know when she left. Search our house. They came in and searched their house. The police
2
told me
days
this.
later.
Detective Rogers told me. He told me this. That they told him that. So like, what else am I saying? And then you got to remember.
But I'm telling you now, and we've released a lot of information, and I'm telling you now, do you really want to help? Because what I'm telling you is every single piece of information that we have leads to your boy.
So why
now,
they in jail then, Dusty? I'm just curious. Why, if y'all got all this evidence,
because we don't have her body.
Yeah, but that don't make no sense to me.
But it does, because there's a whole, I mean, I know this case from piece to piece to piece to piece to piece to piece. And only recently have I been able to share with the public pieces that I have. I've had many of those pieces for the last 7 years.
Let me say this. Let me clear this up so we have no confusion, right? Anybody that's done anything to some women, children, old people, gay people, whatever, I don't even associate with nothing like that. I don't. Because them is the people, they go to jail, they get beat up.
I got to stop you on that. Because those two, those three have a rap sheet of over 90 charges altogether, and a lot of them are domestic violence.
Oh, hold on.
Your buddy has beat a woman with a bat.
Hold on.
So what do you mean?
When I said do stuff to women, I meant take their life.
They can beat them. They just can't.
I know women that got domestic violence charges, and I know men that got domestic violence charges. So I really can't judge that. I really can't judge that. I meant like taking their like I can't get into that. I don't.
So beating a woman with a bat doesn't potentially put you on the verge of potentially taking a life?
Again, that ain't the same thing. Taking a life is taking a life. I don't know what happened.
So are you going to tell me if one of your little viewers on here, for some reason, felt compelled to come to you with information on your ace coom boom, not your right hand, not your left hand, but maybe the middleman, that they helped you out when you came to the P and they was there for you, and they inbox you and they say, man, Beats, I know they did it. I know how. I know where she's at. Are you going to really turn that information in?
If it was my mama couldn't tell me she killed a woman, and think I'm not going to tell. See that's the problem. Let me explain to y'all what I think y'all campaign is missing. Y'all are missing the element of the street. That's not snitching. That's not gangster to know somebody that killed a woman or a child, or a helpless person, or old person, and y'all don't do nothing about it. That ain't gangster. That ain't how the street work. We people like that, we take them and drop them off to the police. People like that go to prison and get stabbed up. That ain't gangster. I'm telling you. And another thing, the biggest thing to me, never in history have 11 people. I'm not, I think it was 21 people that got questioned, and nobody snitches. They done seen all this happen, and nobody snitches. I don't even see how. I know y'all not from the game, so y'all don't understand that. But that ain't how it works. The streets is a lie. People snitch. I got a fair case because people lied on me and said stuff. People snitch instantly for a traffic ticket. So you telling me they took a house full of people in there and people know that something happened to a woman and nobody snitched? I just can't.
What if the only people that know share the same blood?
Even the mafia don't. You people, I just seen a dude.
You gotta be.
Son.
You have to be put in a situation to do that. I'm gonna tell you now that James was brought in to be questioned, and he lawyered up right away and said he would do. He would do. He said, "Listen." He said nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
In the court of law, right? In fairness to injustices against, you know, the African American community, and I get all that. Like I'm privy and aware to that, but makes the statement, I will do life before I say anything about one of my brothers.
Okay, but allegedly, because the same Detective Rogers, the reason I went and talked to him, this is when all this started with me. This is when all this started. He called me. I don't know how he got my number. I explained to him how Vegas went. Boom. So now, when I go to watch the Mozzie across the street from Stead and them crib, the woman I was with, rest in peace to her, she said, "Oh, there go my cousins." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come over there and holler at them when I get finished." I go over there, I'm talking to him, not even aware that this is where Alexis came up missing from. Detective Rogers and a black cop walks up, and he starts talking to me like he know me. "Yeah, what's up, Uncle Beats?" I'm like, you don't know me?" And he said, "No, I was who you talked to on the phone." I'm like, "Oh, okay, what's up?" He's like, "Yeah, come over here, let me talk to you." I said, "You can talk to me in front of all these people because I don't have no secrets with you." So he told me this is where she came up missing from. I turned right around to them and said, "It sucks to be y'all. This is where she came up missing from." I said, "Y'all better help these people." I said this to them, and they said, "We've already told them everything we know. They searched our house and everything." And he said, "Yeah, we just." So now I leave, people telling me, "Oh, it's all over Facebook. They say you over the house with her." So he went right and told April that I was over there with them. That's what I'm alleging, though. I don't know who told him this, but I'm just saying, why are you throwing me in this like I was over there kicking it with them or whatever? Literally, when I walked up, they walked up. The police walked up.
I mean, isn't it this oddity of circumstance that you had claimed that you hadn't talked to them in years and that you didn't really know them like that, but come to find out,
I never
you have stated that. I can pull it. I can't pull it right now, but I can pull it. I can pull it. That you ain't even really know them like that.
We got music videos together and stuff. I never said I don't know them.
I can pull it, but
well, that's a misquote if I said that then, because I never.
Okay. It was out of your mouth though, so maybe you didn't mean to say that. Okay. All right. But isn't it quite a coincidence that she went to Vegas with you? She got trafficked. She made a post that said she feared for her life from Vegas. You stated to Portia she stole $500. Portia asked if you wanted her to do something to her.
I didn't say she
right.
Stole.
Portia said, "Does she need to be dealt with?" or something like that in her text. I can't remember. You did say nah in that text. However, 3 weeks later, she comes up missing from the very house of the people that you have done a lot of business with. Some days later, a couple days later, matter of fact, I believe it wasn't till they didn't do that walkthrough search until like the 10th, maybe, or the 8th. It was a little bit afterwards.
Okay.
And it was a walkthrough. That search of the house, that initial search of the house, was to walk through the house and make sure she wasn't there.
For people though, they don't really go in the dresser drawers and stuff.
Right. They walked through and make sure, Alexis, that was about
what are
it.
we saying? Yeah, I agree with you. That's
okay. So then you don't be in town, you don't even live in Peoria, but all of a sudden you're in Peoria across the street from that house.
That's wrong. I never said I don't be in Peoria. I have businesses in Peoria, especially in 2017. So that's wrong. I never said I don't be in Peoria.
You had said you don't be in Peoria like
coincidences, that. It's a coincidence that she got kidnapped in traffic, then she went to a party 3 weeks later. If we go out for coincidences, so you can't coincidences, unfortunately, that ain't the law. And that ain't, I just can't.
I'm not talking the law. I'm asking you. Matter of fact, before we get into it, do y'all have a break on this show? Because I need to take like a couple minute break because I'm old and I need to use the restroom.
Better out than in. Tone, why don't you come on and read some of the comments for us? If they leaving comments, I can't even see them.
Can you put me like
either?
Yeah, I can't see them. Can you put me in the waiting room or something?
Yeah, put her in the green room.
Most definitely, I got you. All right.
And we can go through the comments.
All right. So we do have a few of them in here. A lot of them, people just commented on what's going on. And I had a comment, but what I'm saying, I had a question myself, but I wanted to.
You're not on the screen. We can't see you.
Okay. Oh, my bad. Well, what I'm saying, the screen kind of, when I get out the screen, it kind of cuts me off. Let's see. Just somebody said there's no grounds for what she's saying, and everybody's asking about the mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the mother? Why?
Maybe we should wait till she come back to read the comments then.
Yeah, because a lot of them are directed towards what she was saying.
April just wants to know where her child is, just like any parent would want to know where their kid is.
I agree with you. On that.
And she has a son that's growing up that she went missing when he was 2, and like he doesn't ever remember growing up with his mama, and he doesn't deserve that.
I agree with you. I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah.
Even though it's 1,000%. I agree with that 100%.
I get what you're saying, but the not knowing for April is the hardest part of the whole thing.
Right.
I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it. And and I have friends and people who I don't even know this on my side about it, and they want me, oh, you should cut. Like, no, because again, I mean, you deal with mental health, Tom. Yeah. I don't know what it's like, even though she definitely shouldn't be accusing an innocent person of it, but I don't know what people mind go when they hit with this tragedy. But, Dusty is back. You can read the comments.
Yeah, so there was a couple comments in here from what you were saying, Dusty. And also I had a question myself. So a lot of people were asking where the mother was. Let's see.
Things like this are just really hard for April to do.
April is not on here because April, that was her daughter. And the whole reason why I was attempting to get Beats to put himself in somebody else's shoes is, regardless if he felt she was an adult, that was her daughter. And of course, she did not condone anything that Alexis was doing that was not productive at that time. And she had Alexis's son. So she had him. So her mom does not like to come on air because she's very strong, and she does not like to address the public. She's very angry because, you know, Alexis didn't harm people. If anything, she was trying to find her way through life, and the thing she was doing was hurting herself.
Mhm.
You know, and so that's why April is not on here. You know, she just honestly has nothing to say to Beats, and that's why I'm the spokesperson, or anybody else, very often, very frankly, because it's everything she can do to get through every day, because, you know, she deals with youth, and, you know, she don't even know half the time if the youth that she is pouring into are relation to the people that she feels has done something to her daughter. That's hard.
You mind if I ask a question?
Sure.
Just okay. So, you know, being somebody on the outside just looking in, you know, and understanding where you're coming from. A lot of it just looks like you're looking for somebody to point the blame to, you know what I'm saying? And you're using a person's lifestyle, right, from the people that they're with to point the fingers with them instead of saying, okay, you know what I'm saying, these are just people that they know. Let's get down to, you know, let's get down uh, um, to some really, you know what I'm saying, foundational stuff and actually start to unpack everything, right? Because it's easy to blame people. And I can understand the grieving process. It's just very easy to blame people. Do you ever, you know, like you're saying to Beats take responsibility. Um, but I think the responsibility goes on everybody's end. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it's like, you know, like it's a lot of mess going on, but trying to pinpoint one person.
Uh, well, I'm gonna have to correct you on a couple things. I'm very attached to the case,
Hmm.
but I've never met Alexis. I never met her mom until this case. I was actually an advocate for her to be able to get her out into the public because nobody was listening to her at the time. And I had connections in the media to be able to get her out there and for them to actually take the case serious and call her missing. So I wouldn't say I'm in a stage of grief at all. Not me. I'm in soul advocacy, and I wouldn't say I'm pinpointing one person. I'm merely pulling in all of these events that happened all within a short span of time. And the events that happened, it just so happens, could be coincidence, like I said, that those people are all connected.
Can I ask this? This is what I gotta know, right? And you were there. So when I was asked to go on Steve Wilkos,
Fuck Steve Wilkos.
yeah, I agree. But when I was asked to go and I passed the test, right? How would y'all have felt if I failed the test? How would you have felt then? Because instantly, April said the test was no good. So if I would have failed the
She's a
test,
grieving mother, right?
yeah.
I understand that. But then look what happened. The man who gave the test was fired because he had been falsifying information and tests.
Okay, but that still ain't answer my question. I ain't say what happened to him. I said what would y'all would have thought if I failed the test?
Oh, obviously, we would have thought at that time that you had something to do with it, for sure.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But we don't. I don't remember what the questions were. There was like 3. I can't remember, to be honest. If you knew where she was.
Did I have anything to do with her coming up missing in Vegas? All that stuff. But see, here's the whole point of all this, right?
Mhm.
And I hope everybody's listening for real. For real. I'm dead serious. It's a shame that we got to talk about all this to talk about her missing, coming up missing 3 weeks later, and nobody is coming forth with information because she's somewhere.
There's 3 people, potentially 2 others, that know exactly what happened to her.
Somebody definitely know what it happened, but to me, I think the police is just blowing too much smoke.
So let me give you this. Let me put the video that I put out into perspective, right?
Right.
And the house fire. Let's put it into perspective, okay?
Okay.
The man in the video, you probably know.
I don't. I seen the video after you.
You may, if you were around James and said it all, he's been around them and his baby mama, whoever, for many years. Living with them, and
that was my first time over their house. That time when the police.
Well, no, not at that house down on Kinnear. No.
Yeah, I never been.
Okay, so that man and his baby mama.
Right.
That man came forward not because he wanted to get out of jail. He came forward before he went to jail. Like he went to jail when coming forward for he's also a sex offender.
Wait.
So
you saying he went to the police and told them that story before he was in custody?
Right.
Okay. Keep going.
Now he took them directly to where all of the things from Cedric's room were burnt. Now you tell me, you like to party, right?
No,
you don't drink, but you like to be up, kicking, have fun.
I don't like to party. Anybody who knows me,
but you be around people up kicking it. You know, if you're at shows, you're up late. You know, and you've been around people that do like to party, and you know what that looks like
all the time.
If you are up partying all night long until the next day, are you thinking at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to put a post on Facebook saying, I need to get rid of a washer and dryer. I'm going to pay good.
I see, like you say, it's the coincidence thing for me. I know people would did a party all night and get up and go to work. So
but then there's a fire call 4.5 hours later, and all those things
but
have been burnt to a crisp.
There's still more.
There's video. There is video of James and this man going to buy tons of lighter fluid on the way to the burn site. But again, there is eyewitness.
In fairness, I've never seen them videos.
Okay, but I'm telling you what I'm giving you my scenario. I'm not saying you have to, you know.
I have to see stuff with my own.
Okay, but I'm telling you what I know, because what am I going to benefit in saying it? I'm not. I'm going to throw people. I wouldn't be here talking to you. I would tell you a big fuck you. If I did not want to get the facts out. I have said from the beginning, I don't want to point my fingers at people that are not involved. Do I think the things that you do I morally agree with the things that you do?
How do you know what I do?
But I'm saying being around dangerous people, bringing girls to do things. I've seen your videos in Puerto Rico and the way you talk to women and how you treat women.
Girls nowhere.
Okay, listen. You're not listening.
To bring women nowhere.
Okay,
So
they come to you, right, Beats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Men and women come. Everybody.
Okay. But what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, I don't have to morally agree with that, right? My morals and your choices, players' balls and all those type of things, I don't have to agree with that, right?
You don't.
That doesn't mean that I want you to be guilty of something. But I want people to know the truth about things that happen. There's a lot of coincidences and circumstantial things that have happened along the way, right? Do I even hardly ever bring you up? No. And do I bring you up to get momentum? No, I don't, because that's your perception of people only want to talk about when it's you. My perception, people want to talk about it.
You was talking. You said that. I didn't make that up. Man, you was talking and you said when your name come up, more people get on it. You said that.
I said that in the very beginning, but people now, my focus has been exactly where it should be for a very long time. It just so happened that as the momentum of this case is coming back, because I have been allowed to share things to the public,
right?
So the public can see, hey, this white bee is not as crazy as we thought. She got some information here that she's not just pointing a finger, because I have said this from the very beginning. I knew, and their family tries to portray it as something else. I have never, ever, on my mom, my grandmother, my kids, my grandkids, I've never, ever been inside their house. Never, ever met their grandmother. None of that, right? The only person I ever knew was Bar as a kid. Bar used to walk around my corner. I lived right around the corner at 1805 North Lynn Street for 20 years. I never knew the rest of them.
Right.
Never knew the rest of them. But I used to try to help Var as he grew older. I seen he was hanging on the corner. I seen he wasn't doing the right thing. That's what I do, right? I'm never here to tear a community apart. It just so happens that Alexis is Black, and so are her perpetrators.
Well,
if alleged perpetrators, if Alexis was Black and her perpetrator was allegedly white, I wouldn't get the same type of backlash. Unfortunately, in this case, you have a Caucasian advocate, and that's not because I'm opposed to anybody being an advocate. Unfortunately, the African American community didn't stand up for April. They didn't stand up for Alexis.
Hold on, before you get this into Black people. Let me tell you what the problem is. What you don't realize what the real problem is. I don't think they care if the person advocating for her was pink, yellow, orange, beige. I think the problem is you keep pressing the issue with what you yourself saying is coincidences and not facts. Just like going about lighter fluid.
Say,
hold on, listen.
I would call it in a technical.
Lighter fluid is not a crime. It's not. They could have easily been finna have a barbecue. They like to party. They could have been finna have a barbecue.
There are eyewitnesses with them at the burn pile. The burn pile.
Do you know what dope fiends will do to get to their dope? Do you know?
The burn pile.
I asked the question though. Do you know what a dope fiend will do to get to their dope?
They didn't have to do a lot. They lived with their dealer. They didn't have to.
They kid at the dope dealer's house and say, "I will be back with your $20. Keep my kid."
So let me ask you this: is your agenda to discredit the evidence, or is it to help bring Alexis?
No. Here's my first thing. Here's my first thing, so we can get on to the meat and potatoes, because we ain't even got to the meat and potatoes, and we've been on here an hour. Here's my first thing. What are y'all saying my role in this heinous act? That's what I want to know. Because you're saying my karma catching up to me and stuff. What is my role? What do you think my role is in this? That's what I want to know.
Okay, it glitched. I don't know what happened.
I see it glitching over on her end, but it's still going. I don't know why it's glitching, but it's still going. I just want to know.
It's back now.
What I was asking was, what do you think my role is in this heinous act? That's what I want to know more than anything.
I don't know if you're. I don't know that you have a role in that act. And I have never said that you have a role in that act. I have said, after you took the lie detector test, I can't do nothing but believe it. However, this is what I'm going to ask you. If the police offered, because the FBI has offered to give lie detector tests to anyone, they have all refused, except for the guy in the video. And the guy in the video passed all of his lie detector tests, except for, do you know where Alexis is?
Well, again, by y'all own admission, lie detector tests ain't accurate. That's what y'all said. So it's like,
so you wouldn't take one with the FBI?
No, what I'm asking is, so then when the FBI don't take it, see, you got to take one with the Secret Service this time. So you passed that one.
No, I wouldn't even brought this up if that man wasn't fired and discredited. If that man, I never said a word about it.
Yeah, but it ain't just about you. See, unfortunately, you are just the advocate, but unfortunately, you're an advocate for somebody who's being unreasonable. Because instantly, April said, "Oh no, he didn't pass it." Like instantly, she said that, and
well,
I'm saying,
yeah, she's a grieving mom.
But listen to me, just because you listen. My son is dead. My 24-year-old son is dead, and I cannot go around.
I know that, and I'm very sorry.
Dead. He died in 20.
I said I know that, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
I really appreciate that, honestly. But that doesn't give me the right to just go around and accuse anybody I want to for his death. And people say, well, he grieved.
I don't feel like
8 years later. That's fine.
I don't feel like she's accusing everybody, but
yeah, but that
you
ain't
have
the right
to
thing, though, Dusty.
But you have to realize your undertone in the way you look at taking her daughter to Vegas and her getting sex trafficked. That whole thing to her, that is her baby, and that was her baby daughter.
Back. Let's find her. I said, let's find her. That's what it's like. So what are we trying to do? Are we trying to crack the case? Or are we trying to find Alexis? You see what I'm saying? I'm not here to crack the case because I'm not a police officer or a detective. I'm not here to arrest Sid and whoever. I want to help crack the case, and that's all I said. Like, what do we need to crack the case? I mean, to find Alexis, dead or alive. I think she's alive because honestly, if they just that good to get rid of bodies, they should be doing nothing but getting rid of bodies. Because I know a bunch of people would love to pay. I watch all type of shows where people are trying to get rid of people and get caught. I don't think they're that smart to just make a body disappear in the thin air. But what I'm saying is, what are we doing? What can we do to find Alexis? Because the same way, with all respect, I don't care what April think of me. Because this is about Alexis and her son. It ain't about April.
The only way you're going to find Alexis is if you get your buddies to tell you they did it.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. If the police ain't got them and racist Peoria, No, I just don't think they got enough evidence. Saying that, yeah, if we had a body, that's crazy. It got to be who else?
The state's attorney is the one who is. It's not that the police haven't brought it to the state's attorney.
They all in bed
The
together.
state's,
the state's attorney.
yeah, but there's also a lot of rift between the two. So
they still all. You can believe it if you want to. They still all in bed together. They still.
I mean, I know how it works, but when you have disagreements on, you got a state's attorney who don't like to really take a case unless you don't got to fight it, without a body, you have to really fight that case.
Well,
it's not an easy. So
I hate to. I got to be honest with you. It's people locked up. What's his name? Scott Peterson. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You glitch.
They didn't find his wife.
Who are you talking about?
Lacey Peterson. Ain't that her name?
Yes.
They didn't find his wife.
Yeah, but the circumstances were different. It all depends on circumstances.
That's what I'm saying. When you got evidence, you have evidence.
And it depends on the state's attorney, what they're willing to do, the culture within that department. Like, there's a lot of different.
Well, like you say, we don't know all the evidence, but I just can't.
But you said that you think she's alive, but then in the beginning, you agreed with me that there has been no motion.
I never said she was dead. Never. I never said that. I don't call me a hopeless a hopeful person, but I don't think she's not with us. I know.
Is she in Puerto Rico?
What'd you say?
Is she in Puerto Rico?
I don't know where she at. But if I was in Puerto Rico, I wouldn't come back here.
Didn't you go to Puerto Rico 2 days after you seen the police?
You know what? Now, I don't remember. 2017, I was everywhere. So I don't know.
Or Dominican Republic?
I fight the Dominican. Yeah, I fight the Dominican. I was living in the Dominican. But you can absolutely get it convicted with strong evidence and no body. So that look, Chat GPT that's what everybody like to do nowadays. I'm telling you, they just need to do more work, because even if it is these guys, I can't see them doing them no favors. I just can't. I can't see the police or the state's attorney doing them a favor. So it's just like,
really? Because when they did do the search of the house, they found a gun in the house, and their mother claimed the gun was hers, and they let her and didn't charge anybody for it.
But again, see how we're going though? Everything is just circumstance. And see what the way y'all do, circumstance, everything, that'll get somebody hurt. For real. All the assumptions, and maybe in no straight. It's people that I had a friend.
That's not an assumption.
In prison.
That's not an assumption. That's a fact.
You said she said it was hers. Maybe it was hers.
Yeah. It wasn't registered. It was a non-registered gun in the house full of felons. You telling me that's not an offense?
Mama said it was hers. Maybe it was hers though.
But it was non-registered. Then she should have went to jail.
Who went to jail for the gun?
Nobody.
Again, in your house. It's in her house. So that's just different. It's completely different.
That's a chargeable offense.
Not if they wasn't coming in there looking for a pistol. It's not. If
they had a search warrant, then that's during the time that in February when they searched the house, or maybe it was October. I don't want to say wrong, but that was with a search warrant when they were able to take electronic devices and things like that.
This what I don't get about you, Dusty. I know you done had to deal with the police with your personal life before, because somebody sent me a post or something with your family. It's like, how do you not know that the police is a joke when it comes to black people? It ain't. They don't do favors for black people, and I know you dealt with this with your own family member. So it's like, how do you think that they're such upstanding investigators?
I'm not saying
When it
I've
comes to
called
this
out the
situation,
police. I've called out the police for wrongdoings. I'm for what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Don't get me wrong when it comes to that. There's some shady ass police. I know that. I've weeded through over the years, because I'll tell you, one worthless ass cop is Detective Rogers. He's worthless. He is the sole issue why we are sitting here right now. He is worthless, and they gave him an award later on, and that really pissed me off, because you should have been fired for the lack of how you treated this case in the beginning. So I'll be the first to tell you. I'll be the first to call out a racist ass cop. I'll be the first to call out any of that. I'm for what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And that's even in my personal life with my children and all that.
Dusty, you kind of remind me of these dudes. They be like an advocate against snitching. Then they hang with a snitch because it's they OG or they homie they grew up. You can't say you for what's right is wrong, and you ain't for that all the time. Because the way April goes and accuse people of stuff without evidence, that's wrong.
She is a grieving mother.
Stop doing it. That's wrong.
She is a grieving mother, and believe me, her and I have conversations, but I'm going to allow her to feel and believe whatever.
Nothing wrong with that. Did you let her do that? But that ain't right though. That ain't saying you stand for what's right.
But she's not saying at this point, she has not said to me in a very long time that you are responsible for this. But she has a right as a mother to be angry that she was with you, and to feel, regardless of the circumstance that happened, to feel like you did not protect her daughter when she went there with you and the things that happened. She has a right.
On podcast, that ain't what she said. What she said was, I had them snatch her up. That I'm a vice lord, and we all vice lords, and I had them snatch her up. That's what she said. This is post everything April or you post in that group or on y'all page, and it mentioned me. Somebody sent it to me before y'all even get through posting it. Somebody sending it to me. So it's like, to me, I just feel like I think the whole city, like, I'm glad we did this because I wanted my people to see it. I think people will help, but they gotta be standing behind evidence.
I put plenty of evidence.
Like I said, that dope fiend up there talking, that just ain't working for me. It's just, he should be in jail.
He
stealing a homicide. He should be.
Talk to your state's attorney.
What'd you say?
Talk to your state's attorney. She refused.
But still, how you gonna sit up there? Yeah, I was right there. They took everything that they killed the person with. No, it's all because he's garbage, and they're just saying that to send it somewhere else. He's just garbage.
Everything he said in there was true. It all happened. It's all documented. It's all got a trail, from video to the police and fire call to the eyewitness of the person in Fulton County, to the burn pile being on his mother's old property, to him being with James. It's all documented.
Okay,
it's all there.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this before we get ready to wrap it up, I guess. Let me say this. Like I said on Steve Wilkos, I want to help. And I admit, I am an influential person. And people will follow what I say when it's righteous. They will help me. But it hurts me to see how you're just trying to help. Like you said, you had nothing to do with this. To see you how you're just trying to help. And to see people, oh, that white B, this, that, and that. And it's like, I can't get nobody to get on board with me with this if we're just steady trying to be the detectives of solving the case instead of finding Alexis, instead of just saying like, hey, like I was saying, how hard is it to come up with money to do stuff?
You tell me.
Cash out. Give us $2, everybody. That type of stuff. It's like it's just so hard for me to get people on board with it. Because I saw somebody send me a post of somebody that I don't even know asking, why y'all keep bringing Leland up? Because some podcaster, some blogger or someone was in there talking about. It's like, I just want to help, but y'all ain't giving me no way to help. Because it's like, Said and them, they not what's important right now. Finding her is what's important. Finding her is what's important. Then whoever's responsible for it, then they could be dealt with, because you just never know. I done seen people be the pallbearer and they the killer. You just never know who did what. So it's just like, what can we do to find her besides chasing them around? Like, what else can we do?
I mean, they are the key to where she's at. That's the problem.
Yeah, and to me, seems like that's a dead end. You know,
I mean, maybe raising reward money, and somebody finally talks.
We need to be raising reward money. I'm with you, because everybody likes some money.
You know, that's the other problem that we've had in this. If she was like me,
of course,
she would have had $100,000 reward by now.
I don't know.
She has $2,500 reward, and that's only because one good cop pushed for Crime Stoppers to give her $2,500 reward. She was the very first missing person ever to have a Crime Stoppers reward, but that's as far as it'll go.
And
not a business,
and that ain't
nobody.
500 ain't none, like you said, not a business.
It won't pay 1 month's rent in this economy. So it sure in the hell ain't enough to get somebody to up out of poverty, or somebody up out of town, or whatever it is they feel like they need in order to come with the truth.
This is what I want to know, though, right? I want, and I'm not one, people, to let y'all know. Just like if anybody came and told me something about this, I wouldn't out you. I wouldn't. But I was talking to you, right? And I said, like, hey, whatever y'all need, I'm willing to put up the money. I meant that when I said I'll pay for whatever. I said, but the same way April accused me publicly, I mean, I want to apologize to me publicly. Remember I told you that?
To understand, she is still in anger stage of grief, because she doesn't know where her daughter is. She is stuck. She can't even get out of that stuff.
To help you, you just want to keep her stuck. When I'm saying whatever money y'all need, I will give it to you if she apologizes to me.
But I cannot make her do that. She is stuck in her grief. That she told me, do whatever you feel you got to do. I said, do you have any questions? I don't have any questions for him.
Right.
She is stuck where she is at, and she has a right to be. Like, imagine 8 years of just back and forth and over and over, and just angry. She has to fight every day just to get to the next day while raising Alexis's son, who is now 10. Like, he's getting to a stage where if you can't find it, if you really want to help, you can't push her. If you want to help, you can't push her to do that. Do it for Alexis's son, because you did take his mom to Vegas.
This what you gotta realize. This what you gotta realize.
Mm-hmm.
Pride has people in the cemetery and people in the penitentiary. So April ain't no more important than me. She ain't no more important than me. So the same way she want to stick to her guns, guess what? I can stick to my guns, because there's no way I'm finna ever bite a hand, feed somebody that bites my hand. It's just like I'm trying to help. Here we go. 8 years later.
You're not being genuine if you are stuck on the fact of a grieving mother.
Well, I just like giving somebody some money for them to say, yeah.
Don't give them money. It's not about April. It's not about. You said you wanted to help find Alexis. That's what you claimed you wanted to do this for.
Listen. I also said nobody's gonna help if April is running around acting like she's been done so wrong by everybody.
You never said that.
I did say that. I said I have several people. I said I'm very influential, but if April is steady accusing me, and we doing all this.
Well, what's the easiest way to get her to stop accusing you? Find Alexis.
Okay. I guess we just locked at that.
But we don't have to.
I mean,
I guess we just,
that's you.
It ain't my job
that's
to find
you.
Alexis again.
That's you being stuck in to where we brought this full circle and being in the same spot that we started.
Once again,
that you say you want to help Alexis.
You about what's right. What makes her? Who gives her the biggest nuts in the room?
The only person that people control.
Like, nah,
the only person that people can control is themselves. And if you truly wanted to help Alexis, it wouldn't matter if April screamed to the top of her lungs that she hated you and you were a part of it until you, and where's your buddy in the background? Because he's a grief counselor. He should be able to give you great advice that when a person is stuck in grief and they feel like you are a part of that.
She's still on September 17th.
This is what you're not realizing. I'm a black man. We always stuck in grief. You just don't get it. I'm my whole life is grief. So that ain't no excuse. Stuck in grief. I'm black from the hood. We always stuck in grief. So it's just like, hey, if it is what it is. We try. It's like my people is somebody too. It's like when I take some money out the house, away from my kids' mouth, I have to explain why I'm doing this too. So it's just like
you said you wanted to help Alexis, but what I'm getting from you is it's really about you.
Well, again, you have to remember, you wasn't accused of all this stuff.
I've been accused. Hey, people have told me that I had something to do with it. My kids had something to do with it. I mean, come on now. I've been accused.
You might be right. You might be right. But
I've been accused. Huh?
I say, but you haven't been the center, though. You haven't been the center.
No, I haven't been the center, but I've had a lot of things said about me, and I've had to do a lot of defending in areas that I shouldn't have to defend, but I still push through it, and I don't let that detour what I'm really here for. And I'm really here because Alexis was a 20-year-old girl who had a 2-year-old son, And that 2-year-old son, no matter what Alexis was going through or what her and her mom were going through, because in this day and age, families are struggling with the parental responsibilities with their children because the children are struggling. And so April was doing the very best she could. Alexis was trying to figure it out and go through whatever she was going through, whatever traumas she was dealing with. But that boy, he don't deserve none of this. Fuck me, fuck you, fuck everybody. That little
I don't
boy.
think you understand though. That boy ain't no more important than my kids. What makes Alexis' son more important than anybody else's son?
How are you trying to say it's more important?
I'm asking you. What makes Alexis' son more important than anybody else's son?
I'm not saying he's more important than anybody's son. I said than the adults.
Okay.
You're worried about April apologizing before you will go any further. That is a you.
No, that's called common sense. See, let me tell you something. I don't know how everybody else came up, but see, where I'm from, everybody didn't get a college degree. Everybody didn't get the big house. Everybody didn't get the nice car. But one thing we got is our respect. And unfortunately, I've seen some people die for their respect. I've seen people kill for their respect. And me, I'm one of them people that's big on respect. So if you can't respect me, I can't respect you. It's just that simple.
Then why did you put where is Alexis? Why are you using her daughter for your platform?
I respect Alexis, but I can't respect April. So how can I help with a campaign with somebody who don't like me, who don't want to stand next to me?
How is she supposed to like? What reason?
Listen, I've been with gangs that friends then killed each other, and they know they have, and they come together for a cause.
But so this is like, a mom. This is different.
She's bigger than everything. Because she's bigger than everything. It don't make no sense. That's all I'm saying. But you did say something important. Maybe with him being a grief counselor, maybe he can explain something to me that I don't understand about it. Because like I said, she feel how she feel about it. I feel how I feel. So maybe he could explain something to me. Or even you say you do the same thing. Because it's like, it makes no sense to me what you're saying. That, she's just grieving, she can do whatever. That so she can just kill somebody.
It's not about doing whatever. It's about being stuck in a space of anger to where you aren't in a she has a right to be angry at you as a mom for the simplest of things. She got a right to
be angry at her grown daughter if she want to be angry at somebody.
I'm sure she was. I'm sure she was.
I didn't do nothing to nobody. She that's something that you got to deal with at home. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because the streets is the streets. When my kids leave, they in the streets. They're not in the house no more. They in the streets. The streets don't owe them nothing.
And that's your moral compass that is guiding that. Her moral compass is different. She's a teacher.
My mama was a teacher, my sister a teacher, my brother a
but
teacher.
You didn't choose that path.
What does that mean?
Her moral compass in the way
I'm a leader. So what does that mean?
In the way that she views things is not the same as you. She has not had the same experiences that you have had. She's lost one child. She's lost her, family members, right, to death. But her crisis grief is losing a child that she doesn't know where is. You've had lots of grief. You've had lots of crisis and lots of trauma. Right. Okay. So your ability to absorb that trauma is easier because it becomes desensitized. You get used to it.
Let's do this. Maybe we need to help April get some grief counseling, and then we can move on with what we need to do. Cause sound like the grief is what's the problem. Cause like I said,
I think what the problem is gonna be is either you really want to help without parameters on the mother of the child,
so
or
tell
you
me,
don't.
how can I help? How can I help? Can I go do search parties with April there? How can I help? Tell me.
Well, you can definitely ask if somebody wants to sponsor a reward. Doesn't have to be you.
But again, I'm telling you in plain English, when I go to people like this, they say, I'm not going to tell you what they say about you and her, but they just say they filed, that they don't want to help.
If you want to do a search, we can do a search.
There you go.
But
we can do a search.
Again,
I'm with you.
I'm not, hold on, listen. I'm not going searching for nothing. I can barely walk.
You're full of shit.
I have to get people to do this.
At this point, this is.
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. But I can organize it. That's what I do. I organize. But who's gonna help? How can I get people to volunteer somebody that got a problem with me? It make no sense.
She ain't gotta go. My search leader, our search leader just said she'll go.
You're still not getting it. See,
well, you're stuck. You trying to use this.
You trying to have me do something, but I gotta comfort her.
You're the one. I'm not trying to have you do anything. You volunteered to do these things. You said you wanted to help to do these things. You are making this about April.
I volunteered and she turned it down.
You can't have parameters. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it.
You can. When you spending your time and money, you can have parameters.
If you are really going to do something, then that's what you need to do. If you are going to continue with parameters, I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to April and trying to push or force her in a stage that she isn't in, or how she feels to apologize to you. Either you want to help Alexis because you knew Alexis, because you want to know where she's at, because that's what you want to do, or you don't.
I didn't know. But like I said, I don't know if y'all heard me. I said maybe I need to talk to the grief counselor too, so I can understand her mind frame.
Well, here he is. Ask him.
Hold on. Well, first off, I'm right there with everybody else, right? You know what I'm saying? Just somebody on the outside looking in. When did it become one person's responsibility? Because that's what it seems like that's going on. But then, you know what I'm saying, you're looking at the mother, said the mother's stuck, angry, this, another, all of that is understood. But when did it become somebody else's responsibility to do this that had nothing to do with it? I understand where everybody's coming from. Come on now, we got to do better.
Well, no. When I'm asking you and what she's saying, because she's right. I volunteered.
Right.
I volunteered. Nobody put a gun up to my head and said, hey, help us. I volunteered. But what she's saying is that with her grieving, she has the right to not want me to help. I think that what you said, Dusty?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? She's honestly, she's absolutely correct. She has the right to not want you to help, right? But also, you know what I'm saying? You have the right to say, okay, well, if you don't want me to help, then I'm not going to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, you know, like you can't keep putting the responsibility on somebody that don't want the help from somebody. Eventually, these people have to come and go, look, can you help me? You know what I'm saying? You have to get to a point to where you can ask for that help. Because if not, it's only going to cause more problems. I understand where you're coming from, Dusty, to a certain degree, to a certain extent, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep going. You said this. No. Sometimes it's okay to step back and let one person, you know what I'm saying, kind of lead the way, open up the doors, and then be able to, you know what I'm saying, do what you can do from there. But until that time.
And so my thing is, either you want to do something because that's what you really want to do, or you want to do it because you want to get something out of it besides of the end result to find Alexis, right? And if you're really doing it to get something out of it because you want to feel that power, that respect, or whatever it is that you're looking for, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. And she will be fine with that. I'm saying here on this platform, if you really want to help, that's what you'll do.
Mama say this too. If she really want to find her daughter, she should take help from whoever willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
Some people aren't going to just, in her eyes,
I'm with you. We can't force her to do nothing. So it's like
some people are not going to cross that path because she still has anger towards you. You have to realize
maybe she needs to get some counseling.
Yeah, maybe she does, but her focus
that's a real
is
thing, that's a real
but
thing.
Regardless, you have very little empathy for her being stuck.
Well,
and that shows.
Let me just say this. I'll be in touch because you know, like you said, she got how she feel. I got how I feel.
I think you need to talk to your homie a little bit so you can understand the depths and empathy.
Before we get out of here, just close us out.
No, not on here, on private, but talk to him a little bit about empathy.
Talking to people who got an expertise in an area that I know. But I think she needs to talk to somebody too, because like I said, every time I'm thinking about it, people are like, "Are you crazy?" So it's like, you know, even with this.
But you're worried, see, and that tells me again that this is more about your image, your persona, how you feel, and it's not really because people tell me I'm crazy all the time.
Yeah, but you don't make money off your persona.
No, I don't.
Listen,
I do it because
on the table for my
I do it because I really want to do it.
So my persona is everything. Your persona probably don't mean the same to you. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. So the stuff I do in life is gonna follow me for the rest of my life.
So you don't think that people would have mad respect for you for promoting?
They already told me F y'all. They tell me all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I don't believe that.
And I have to read the comments. If people in the comments.
No, I'm saying people wouldn't have mad respect that after all these things these people did and said or whatever, but you still went out there. You the hero. Be the hero, buddy.
That don't make
told you before. Be the hero. I can pour my blood, sweat, and tears and days and nights for 8 years, and I wouldn't give a good goddamn who brought Alexis home. Because it's not about me. It's about her and bringing her home. You have to step outside of the it's me, and realize, do you really want to do something good, or do you really just want to?
So with your logic, everybody who disrespect me, I should just go drop 50,000 on. Hey, you want some money? Oh, F me. Oh,
everybody. We're talking about a girl that you took to Vegas who ended up.
You want something for Christmas? You just called me.
You play a part in this girl's life and trauma.
How did I play a part when she was home for 3 weeks?
I said, and her traumas, like she went there, like there was a connection there.
You didn't
just
know her
because
either,
you may not have personally did
it. How do we know what went on with her before she went to Vegas? How do we know? She could have been.
What did I said? You played a part.
And who's
there happened to be a Leland and Alexis flew, Leland paid, and then Alexis was set. You were a part of her trauma.
She came home.
She still had a trauma.
She came, but she probably had trauma from other stuff in her life too.
But I'm talking about you. You're saying, why should I? Because you were part of a trauma.
Wait, who are you saying had the trauma? Alexis or her mama?
Alexis.
No, she didn't have no trauma. Not by her Facebook post. She said she had a good time. Besides all.
No, she didn't. She put a post saying that I have the post. She put a post saying she almost died. She feared for her life.
And her mama won't buy her a bus ticket. I think that one too. Somebody sent me that one too.
No, this was when she was on the bus.
Well, I seen one. Somebody sent me one. Somebody find that post and send it to me again. She said she had a good trip. She met some hippies and they gave her a rosary or something like that.
That was on the bus back. That wasn't the trip
so
there.
How you got trauma?
She's relieved that she's not being held in a hotel and naked on the street no more. The hell?
Okay, so do you know what do you call trauma? That sticks with you forever, right? Right? Don't it?
Trauma is something
I got trauma from living in Inglewood. Everything that happened bad to me in Inglewood is gonna always come up when I'm talking about Inglewood. Because
that's PTSD.
I'm never gonna say, "Oh, it was good. Oh, it was good when they were shooting at us." Oh, that was. I'm never gonna say that. I'm gonna say, "Man, I don't want to go over there because they shoot over there. They shot some. They killed Stanley." That's what I'm gonna say. So you know, to each his own, though. But
yeah, most definitely.
This has been a respectful conversation, and I'm glad we was able to have that. If we have nothing else, so like I said, like you said, I need to talk to him and people like him, so I can try and see your logic and her logic, because I've been trying to do that, and it just ain't making sense. But I was doing it on my own, or listening to people who not a specialist in this.
I think you struggle with putting yourself in other people's shoes, and so
no, I do that all the time.
No,
I had to do that I had to do that a lot. Trust me, for a lot of people. But this situation, you may be correct, because I can't see how you could be so mad that you don't want somebody to help you find your daughter. So, but like you said, he agreed with you that you can't have the trauma. So I just gotta talk about it. So I didn't say nope, I'll never help. I just said I get back to you. I want to see if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong.
Well, there's a such thing as taking on unnecessary trauma that's not yours, right? You know, and you just do something in there that you really keep looking past, and you keep going back and saying, well, if you're going to do this, honestly, doesn't have to do anything. He's doing it out the kindness of his heart. For you to say that he didn't have empathy, well, he was doing that out of the kindness of his heart. Well, you know what I'm saying? And so when you keep doing that, it only shows that you're not even looking around the corners of that. You're just looking at the one person and going, you, and you. You can't keep doing that to people. I be telling people in your line of work all the time, you can't keep doing that, because you add the trauma, you add that to there for unnecessary things, and then get mad when somebody says no.
Well,
right?
No. You're like saying he did it out of the kindness of his heart, but he put parameters on it.
He didn't have to. That's what I'm trying to say. He did not have to. So now,
but he did it to get an apology.
Hold on. No, I don't know nothing about that. I'm just going by what I've seen, what I'm listening to.
That's what he said.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not taking sides.
I didn't say give me some coochie. Right. I didn't say cook me a dinner.
Apology.
I said apologize.
Well,
that's what I said.
Okay. Well, think about it this way, right? How many times can you accuse somebody of doing something, then find out that this person didn't do it? Do you feel at that point that person deserves an apology? Because for one, that's taking a person's character and throwing it in the dirt and saying, regardless if you're innocent or not, I'm still going to make you responsible for this, right? You know what I'm saying?
But nobody has done that since Steve Wilkos. Nobody has done that.
Well, let me say this, Tone.
Perception is key.
I really just want you to tell me about the grief stuff, Tone. I need you to be neutral here. But what I do want to do before we go, please, Dusty, could you read the comments to the people? Because I just want to know if some of the Alexis campaigners on here and they want to ask me anything that they ain't get to ask me.
There ain't no comments coming in. Everybody was commented on the conversation that we was having. Like everybody was confused, just because they're listening to the same things that I'm listening to, and everybody else is listening to, and and everybody's seeing it. But it's like it's right there in front of your face.
I just hope
right?
we could have them. Like I said, Dusty, I respect everything you're doing. They brought me on Steve Wilkos the second time. I don't even think a lot of people know that. And I said basically what we've been taught. I said, hey, salute to Dusty because she picked this up. And I'm not saying it because she white, y'all. I know some people gonna say he wanna. No. I'm being 100. You picked it up and you took it on, and you took on everything that comes with it. You signed up for it, so salute to you. If don't nobody salute you for it.
What's that? And thank you, Uncle Beast, for letting me be a part of this. Dusty for being a part of this conversation. Sarah for being up here as well. All the chats and everything.
All y'all doing. All y'all.
Yeah.
Like I said,
you're seeing things from a different perspective. Yeah, it's seeing things from a different perspective, and giving that knowledge, and hopefully something turns out.
Any media outlets to see this, please bring them on so we
most definitely
awareness more than anything.
Most definitely, and I think it is bringing awareness. So, Dusty, before we jump off, how can people help with the cause of locating Alexis?
So you can go to the Alexis Camry Scott campaign on Facebook. We have still been searching for it would have to be a very specific type of private investigator that would maybe be willing to go pro bono, because like he has been honest to say, it's difficult for us to raise funds. We've raised about $6,000 in 8 years, which really went back to signs and searches and all of the things, the flyers and things that it takes to unfortunately search for a missing loved one. It's not cheap and it costs a lot of time. If there is a business or private donor that wants to fund their own cash reward for information that leads to Alexis or to the arrest of those responsible, that would be amazing too.
And Tone, I do see some comments. Read some of the comments. I don't want the people to think they stayed with us for nothing.
Now the comments was, going after what was being said. But I can get into them if you want.
I mean, if it's some disrespectful ones, you don't have to.
Yeah. I'd rather not. I'd rather leave the comments where they are. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna leave that in for right now. But yeah, great conversation though. And I do wish the best for the best possible outcome for this.
Thanks everybody for their time.
Most definitely.
I hope they help. Appreciate it. Salute. Justice for Alexis, and that's what it is.
Justice for Alexis, man. Big shout out to Connect Work. You know what I'm saying? IKS, Quay. Big shout out to Uncle Beast too, man, and everybody in the chats, man. See you guys in the next one.
Everybody in the chats. Thank y'all.
All right.
Hood hierarchy.